Okay, some Fulani content creators will stitch this video and say I'm being sponsored by, I don't know, I'm being this and that. I'm not a Fulani. I'm a Fulani 100%. You can go and investigate my ethnic background. I'm a Fulani girl. Okay, and I want to say that put Fulani in power at your detriment. At your detriment, okay? And Ghanaians understood this fact. This is why they didn't allow them to be in strategic positions of power. They limit the kind of power. Of course, they involve them in politics and all that, but they don't hold significant amount of power in Ghana, and that is why they're angry. They're not angry because they're angry because Fulanis are not in a strategic position of power. Come and check the northern Nigeria where they hold significant amount of power. Look at the atrocities that is happening, and they are the one causing it all. Okay, go to the south. The southern Nigeria is not infested with banditry and massacres because Fulanis are not in power there. They are powerless there. They are there, but they don't hold any power there. And some people are saying Sankara is a Fulani because Sankara was a Fulani. Look at the atrocities they are causing in Mali. Look at the atrocities that, if not for Traore who came and decided to stop them. Look. So yes, Fulanis are good when you don't allow them to be in strategic position of power. They're peaceful, lovely. All right. The greatest sabotage you can ever do for yourself, as well as the South, I'm talking to you now, is to allow Fulanis to come, and they will come in the name of Islam. Okay, this is what happened to the North. This is the strategy that Danfodio used, and they want to use that same strategy in Southwest. All right. They will say, oh, we are of the same the kind of Islam that Fulanis are practicing is not the one that you're practicing. No. That is why your side is peaceful and our side is chaotic. The recent massacre that happened in Kwara North, in Woro community, it was Islam. They came and they came to the community and said, okay, we want to preach Islam to do in a Muslim community. Are you joking with me right now? Are you kidding me? So yes, powerful Fulani entities are the problem. Bye.
If you as a human being, you where you they look me, if you think say you love this country, with the way things they go on for this country, you still they vote Hausa man. You and your generation are the enemy of this country. Honestly, if you, as an individual, where you get sense, where God give you brain, you still they vote Fulani man for this country, you are doomed. That means common sense, all the school where your parents train you, it not they useful to you. And I'll prove it to you now. See, truth be told, all the bad names where will they get from for this country, all the bad names where other presidents, other countries, they called us for this country. Now our politicians cause them. 80% of those politicians are Northerners. Where they give us bad name, bad reputation for this country. That one they aside. Now, how can somebody with their own right senses be attacking the country when they call your own country? How will you stay comfortable as an individual waging war against your own country, all in the name of say, now we get this country, now we they rule? Don't forget, insecurity where will they talk for this country? Now not as they start. Now there Iboku pass. Don't forget, out of school children, now there Iboku pass. Children that can't field. In fact, poorest out of the poorest are from the north. Check all the bad name where this country, where we don't receive from this country. All is coming from the north. The bases are from the north. You reduce your people mentally not to go to school so that you can be heard, so that you can control them. What is stopping the Northerners to make it compulsory for all the Northerners to go to school? They refuse to do that because they want to hold control. They want to have control of all the Northerners. They want to have controls on all their own people. But them, they send their own children, they go school. They finish school for a year, they go send them go school abroad. Those people go come back, constantly they continue to they rule over their people. And those people where they rule over, that they use the name of religion, they send them do bad things. What are you guys feeling like? Northern leaders, what are you guys feeling like? What do you know they feel like? As in, I don't know. All the bad name where this country don't receive. Are you guys not ashamed? In fact, I just, sometimes I just think, and 2027 go come. Some people, mumushous people go still stand. They say, I won't vote the Northerners. Now them fit do, I won't vote Atiku. At this stage, if things won't spoil, make it spoil. So many things they spoil before they better. Honestly, if Nigeria is getting to that stage, say things go spoil before it better, make it spoil, make it better. We can't continue to live under the slavery of some people that their heart is full of evil. How can you be going against the government that is improving the economy of a country for your selfish gains and interests? How? The people that portrayed themselves to be good before are now the enemy of the country. Why? For selfish gains and interests. May God have mercy on us in this country. Now you, where you get sense at the follow talk, whether you like Tulumbu or not, is 110 times better than any candidate that will come from the north. Mark my word. No matter how bad you think Tulumbu is, no matter how you hate Tulumbu, is 110 times better than any Northerners that will come. If Buhari can come and fail us for 8 years, there is no better Northerner that can correct this country. Let's be wise and let's be guided.
If the Fulanis manage to get their tribe in power once again, Nigeria is doomed. A minority tribe of about, let me say, between 10 and 15 million people, terrorizing a country of about 250-something million people. A minority tribe will not allow people to have peace in Nigeria. So if the Fulanis manage to get hold of the presidency once again, Nigeria is doomed. As it is, any Fulani aspiring to be the president of Nigeria, with the way the country is going, with their terrorism agenda, that person should be put on hold, because Nigerians can't trust a Fulani president any longer. So I thought to share this. God bless.
When I'm talking about Islamization agenda, you think you know better than me. You think most of us have been shouting and talking and trying to sensitize Nigerians about the Islamization agenda of these Fulani jihadists. You think you know better. And some of you in the West, from the Yoruba land, are so foolish that you think the people from the North, the jihadists, because they call Allah Akbar, you think you are the same. No. So I'm tired of the folly of Nigerians. Our foolishness knows no bound. Your foolishness knows no bound. That's when we should rise up and speak with one, as one, with one voice. You think it's between Christian, Muslim, and you play politics, and you play ethnic cards with it. You all are foolish, I'm telling you. You think you know better. Between today is Thursday, between Monday and today, over 300 people have been annihilated, have been unalived in Nigeria, and nobody has done anything reasonable about it. You think you know better. When I tell you of Islamization agenda, you think you know better than me, isn't it? You all are foolish. Fulanis went to Woro village in Kwara State, which most of the people actually are Muslims. But because they have been preaching, they were preaching to them to accept Sharia. as a governing law against the Nigerian constitution. Sharia as a governing law against the Nigerian constitution. And the people rejected. And the people said no, they would rather stick to the Nigerian constitution and be governed by the Nigerian constitution instead of Sharia. And even though most of these people are even Muslims, they executed. They did not just unalive them. They tied their hands behind their back in Woro village. Tied their hands behind their backs. What you do to criminals? They tied their hands behind their backs and executed them. Over 200 of them. Oh, of course, the media say 170. If media tell you 170, I've always told you, divide that number by 2, they add on top of it. So there are over 200 and something people that were executed because they refused Sharia law. And I told you the other time in my video when I was explaining the pattern of Islamization. When I was explaining the sequence, the stages of Islamization. Number 1 is that they're moving. They're either moving by migration or they're moving by invasion. Number 2, they occupy government positions. And when they begin to occupy government positions, they begin to vow for, different stuff like that. Number 3, they begin to multiply. And when they multiply to a certain number, then number 4, they implement Sharia. And the moment you accept Sharia, then jihad will happen. And Nigeria presently, 12 states are practicing Sharia. 12 states. And if you think those people carrying these atrocities are carrying those guns at the minute, you are wasting your time because the people that are backing them up are the 2 people that are up high there. They are religious leaders, the oligarchs in the north, the politicians, most of them in the military that are backing them up. They will not come out, but they are supporting it. They want to turn Nigeria to a Turkey. They want to turn Nigeria to a Lebanon. They want to turn Nigeria to a Jordan. They want to turn Nigeria to an Egypt. And we keep shouting this thing every day. Wow, over 200 people executed like that. And we are going about our businesses as normal people with no consequence whatsoever. You think you know better than me, isn't it? I keep talking of Islamization agenda, but you think I'm foolish. Not knowing that you are the one that is foolish. For the Yoruba people, I warn you again, be careful. See, I've told you before, in that video I told you, I said the Igbo land will be the most difficult. But what they're going to use in the Igbo land is money, because they understand, see, the devil will always tempt you with what you like most. They know the Igbo people like money. And you'll find that their allergies will begin to woo their people, they'll begin to marry their daughters with money, they'll begin to settle their sons with money, and because of that, Islam will enter. But it will take a long time. So what they do is, they start conquering from the north, and then when they spread to the west, because it will be easy to spread into the west than to the southeast. And then from the west now, they'll conquer. Now you see, their activity in Kwara is very, very, is very evident now. Their activity in Kwara is evident. Their activities in Kwara is effective. Guess where they are going next? No. You think it's Igbo land or it's South? No, they are entering your state. And they're already in the forest of Oyo. Presently, as I'm telling you, information reaching me, they're already in the forest of Oyo. They'll spread to Ogun. And from there, you think you're in Lagos state and you cannot be touched. No. You think you're in Lagos state, you cannot be touched. I tell you, it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time. You see the speed at which they are moving. It is just a matter of time. It is just a matter of time. I want to tell you, look for how to defend yourself. These people are relentless. These jihadists are relentless. I call on President Tinubu, better do. You see, the re-election thing is just on your mind. The politicians they don't have your time. They don't care about you. Let 500 be killed today. They don't care. They'll go about their campaign. To them, it's about party. To them, it's about party. And we have idiots, useless men in this government that would rather come and instead of sympathize with the people or propose solution or aggressively attack these people, they would rather come out and banter Peter Obi or banter one party or the other. I'm telling you, if you don't stand and defend yourself and genuinely and vehemently resist Sharia in the West, your situation will be worse than what is happening in the North. You think you know better, isn't it? When we keep shouting, you are playing tribal cards. You think it's because we're against Tinubu, we keep talking. And every time we bring up facts, you turn into tribal cards. You think it's about tribalism. You think it's about, because we're speaking against Tinubu, you are very foolish. You will still come under this street and attack me, but no problem. I want to call on the Nigerian military. As much as I know many of you are compromised, I want to call on the Nigerian government. Do not allow the Fulanis, a minority tribe that is causing mayhem, a minority tribe, an infinitesimal amount of people that can be silenced once. We can't allow them to gain dominance, to gain ground. I told you of Islamization agenda, you think I'm playing. No problem. If Sharia is not abolished intentionally in Nigeria, I am telling you, 20 years from today, we are not ending this problem. If Sharia is not abolished in Nigeria, 20 years from today, this challenge is not ending. We have become a people that is totally a people of no relevance. We have become a mockery to the international communities. Look, I'm talking now, they took the light. For 60-something years, power supply cannot be constant in Nigeria. Causing chaos, causing anarchy in Nigeria. The Islamists, these Fulanis. I've talked about that you should hold Sultan accountable for a lot of this, you did not hear me. I've spoken that you should hold Gumi accountable for most of this, you did not hear me. No problem. We're here. All I'll keep saying is that the church must rise up to begin to defend itself. Because you see, if they can do that to a community that are even with Muslims, simply because they rejected Sharia, how do you think it will be for Christian communities? If we don't rise up and begin to initiate the Crusader program gradually at this time, to begin to raise people, security networks for the church that will defend Christians in the Christian communities. If you think this is ending anytime soon, you are wasting your time. Oh, this what we are going to Nigeria is not ending anytime soon. It's not ending anytime soon until you meet their nonsense, their stupidity with a higher level of violence. Until you meet their violence with a higher level of violence before they run away. They will never stop as much as we keep negotiating. We still have about how many over 100 people that were kidnapped from the church. They are still there. Entering to the church with such audacity and kidnap people that are still there. If you think this is ending anytime soon, you are wasting your time. If we don't rise and begin to meet their nonsense, their foolishness with a higher level of violence, 20 years from today, 30 years from today, we are not ending this. And I've told you, Nigeria will never be Islamized. We will rather divide. After all, I've said it over and over. This marriage, this entity called Nigeria is a scam. We have been deceiving ourselves for too long. Nobody wants to say, even though many of us know, nobody wants to say it is a scam. If you don't rise up, these guys are not relenting. They'll continue to labor to ensure that they bring Nigeria to a Turkey or to a Lebanon state, and we will not permit that. We will rather divide. The church must rise up at this time. All those nonsensical compromises are trying to be diplomatic. These people are not diplomatic with you. You are the one that want to be diplomatic. Oh yeah, now. No problem. We will keep speaking. What we will not do again is to be silent.
Good day to viewers all over the world and welcome back to Local Journal. We've listened to what Nigerians are saying. They're saying that we should no longer vote any Fulani man again because a Fulani man's agenda is just to conquer this country and make it a Fulani colony. They don't have any good plans for Nigeria at all. All they think about is how to conquer everybody and make Nigeria their own property. And we can see the signs going on in Nigeria. You can see that these people are not peaceful people. They are not people who are development oriented. They are not people who are digitalization oriented. They are not people who think about development. They are not people who think about taking and moving the country forward. They are not people who think or people who are invested in the growth of this country at all. All they are about is their primitive thoughts of always trying to conquer and always trying to take over people's land, regardless of whether the people agree or not. They want to take it and grab it by force. That's all they are all about. And the thing is this: the Fulani man is not in power today and we're already facing so many hate. If at all a Fulani man eventually becomes the president once more again, then just know that Nigeria is doomed. Just know that your right as a Nigerian and your ability to say or maybe defend your home country, defend your own land, defend your indigenous land is gone forever, because these people will do everything they can to subdue you, to ensure they annihilate you, and to ensure that they take everything that belongs to you. We can see a glimpse of it already under the late government of the late President Muhammadu Buhari. You can see the power they boasted of, and you can see how the Fulani misbehaved during his reign. And we can see currently they are still misbehaving, even though they are not like moving mad the way they were under the late President Muhammadu Buhari. And this is to tell us that these are not people that should be trusted or people that power should be handed over to again. And that's the reason why Nigerians are speaking out and are saying that you should not vote a Fulani man to become the president of this nation again, because they don't mean well for Nigeria. That is my opinion, and that is all I have to say. Drop what you think about this in the comment section. And if today is your first time to visit our channel, please kindly like, share and subscribe to our channel.